This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a quick look at Jasmy. Don't need to spend too much time on this. It's just one of those coins that I think I'm going to make more and more videos on, whether it's short term or long term. So just to put it into perspective, you know, I've earmarked this coin, this crypto, as a potential 100x down the line, but that doesn't mean that you should put your life savings into something like this. We could have to stand back and admire the fact that this is a down only chart for the most part, and down to the largest extent I've probably seen anything really. I'm sure that that's not the case now that we've seen the beauties that Luna had to offer us. But yeah, I mean, basically from $5.50 all the way down to less than a cent just not that long ago. You can't put in, you can't go crazy on something like this. And if it does do 100x, $500 can get you a $50,000 return. That's decent, right? But the reason I'm earmarking this on top of what I think could be 100x potential over a period of years, is the fact that it reminds me a lot of the way that Matic was a tradable chart. Matic was Wrecked City, and then it went to Pump City, then it went to Wrecked City, Pump City, Wrecked City. We traded it successfully on the channel through 2019, 20, and then obviously cashed in the vast majority of our hodl stash around 2021. And it was a wild ride for years. We had great times. We managed to make some serious cash, just even on the short-term trades, and obviously the cherry on the top was the 150x that we made out of it. So it was a beauty, and I've always been trying to look for something similar to that, and I think we may have found something close, but you can't compare the two, but something close to Matic, and this is the one. But it also means that, like I say, you don't harvest your kidneys to put into something like this. You don't need much, and it's also, I believe, it's likely to end up establishing a decent trading range and be reasonably predictable in the way that it moves. And so far, it's done a pretty good job of that. So we were talking about the 1.2 cent being your average buy-in zone, basically trying to front-run that 1 cent, to which 1 cent did get tagged, but sometimes they don't, so it's always worth trying to front-run it. So the 1.2 cent zone was this candle body over here, more or less. And so far we've yielded a 20% move over a couple of days. No big deal. Quite nice. But the Bitcoin dominance chart is the main thing to focus on at the moment, and it doesn't currently permit any kind of alt season until we get a little higher. And even if it were to have an alt season, it wouldn't be for a prolonged period of time. So Jasmy holders will have to fasten their seatbelts, because what we like to see with the Bitcoin dominance chart, maybe a rejection here causing an alt season, and then basically Bitcoin dominance breaking on through. As we've been saying for a while, Bitcoin dominance has been bullish. It's confirmed all of its bullish signals now, and basically will break bullish. So this is going to take satoshis away from coins, right? And we'll talk about sats. I mean, this is a low sat coin. It would lend itself, I suppose, in many ways to bot trading, because low sat coins and bot trading can work really, really nicely. With every tick is a decent percentage back. I mean, let's just look at today, 12% in these little ticks that have taken place. It can be pretty tasty, but you still want to position yourself appropriately, even with a bot. So if we look at this formation, descending triangle, effectively a consolidation is what we're looking at, and we've crept out of it these last few days towards about 90% of the way towards the end of the apex. I would have preferred it to have broken out earlier to get continuation. We didn't. We broke out here. So I think inevitably what's going to happen over a period of weeks, unless of course we get the alt season, well, there'll be one of two things that will happen. So we crept out here. Normally I would expect something like this to happen and creep back down to its previous lows, and then a major entry point for what could be some serious gains. Don't look at the time frame of this. Don't say, oh, he said between June and July. That's not what I mean. I'm just giving you an idea of direction. So I'll be looking for this to sort of like peter out basically, and find its way back down towards that 30 sat. Now we're thinking about front running areas. It's up to you whether you want to do that, but that's what I'll be looking at for sats. But that sats and tether pairing, that's different. That's different. This could continue to go up towards this 1.7 cent zone, which is our previous support stroke resistance. So resistance broke down. Support broke down, up to resistance, broke out, turned to support, turned to support, broke down. So that's kind of what we were looking for, is that regardless of the SAT situation, if crypto driven by Bitcoin continues to go up, even for just a short period of time, this would likely be the range, 1.2 cents to 1.7 cent, and see which one breaks after then. But if you're really looking for a major rotation event, you'd be focusing on Bitcoin obviously at the moment, and looking to go into altcoins when an alt season is more apparent, even if it's the short one. And you would be looking for sats basically, and I'd be looking for the lower sats, to be honest with you, before I'd go in on this one with a larger position. Remember, if you're looking to do the 100x style trade on this one, you don't need to put much in. You put in $100, $500, you get decent returns. If you're looking to trade this, obviously you'll be doing it with Bitcoin, and that's up to you how much you want to do it with. The good thing about Jasmy is that it's got quite a decent amount of volume, so nice liquidity for those who want to trade it with the Bitcoin pair. So it suits my style quite a lot. It's got good swing moves, short term, it's got potential long term implications, and the liquidity, even for a chart which is so horrendously wrecked, the liquidity is pretty high, so it suits me fine, because I want to be sticking maybe not whole Bitcoin into something like this on these swing trades, but close, maybe half a Bitcoin on each trade potentially, just to quickly grab myself a 10 or a 20% here or there or wherever, and I could do this with Jasmy. It offers that. It does have that option. I can do that. My orders will get filled. So it fits all the criteria for me to be a tradable chart short term, and I think it'll work out. So for the moment, I think the vast majority of this current move is done for Bitcoin and crypto. If we do have another little stab up, fair play. I think it's likely to come down in the short term. I think the fun's been had, and I think that next month we will have continuation for Bitcoin, and we'll see what happens with altcoins as a result of that. They're likely going to drag alongside Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will go up too. But I think with the nature of the Bitcoin dominance chart, until we get an actual rejection from that, I don't see an alt season taking place. I just think the market's going to continue to go up with Bitcoin, and an alt season will likely take place at a little bit higher. I'll be looking for 48% dominant perhaps, and maybe a little higher than that. But in this box we'll get a rejection, but it's only going to be a short one. So this is what I'm saying. Jasmy will serve a purpose for short-term swing trades, small rotations, but the overall picture is I want to get into Jasmy and out of Jasmy with my Bitcoin position, just to bag myself a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% gain or whatever, and then back into Bitcoin for the inevitable breakout of this zone for Bitcoin dominance up to a much higher area where we could do the whole thing all over again and get, expect more returns. So rather than a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% gain, we'll be talking hundreds of percent gains either from here or most likely from around this area. That's where the hundreds of percent gains will be. So again, good things come to those who wait. If you want to be clever, you can do your swing trades around this area. Or should I say try and be clever? Obviously, it could be the stupidest thing anyone ever did, but that's my intention, is to try it at least for small amounts. But yeah, Jasmy serves it ticks every box really for long-term and short-term trading potential. But if you're looking to go into this for a long-term position, you have to be prepared for it to not work out as well. But if you're looking to do it for trades, swing trades, small-term rotation event trades, small alt season trades, then yeah, stick in as much as you like. Just make sure that your risk management is appropriately sorted out before you enter into something like this, because let's face it, wrecked city. And wrecked city can go beyond wrecked city. You can get dropped off at the stop after wrecked city. You can go to wherever it is, demolition village or whatever. You can go anywhere. Wrecked city is not the final destination, believe me. So yeah, in a long story short, it's been good. We could go to 1.7 cent, and we could easily go back down to 1.2 cent. I think 1.2 cent would be an area thinking about buying each time, small amounts. Potentially, we'll have to see the nature of the overall market and the broader picture, but this could end up being our range for the moment. But I'm saying this on a day where Bitcoin has effectively had a little decent move, counter to the general direction. So let's not get too excited, this could break out and it could easily break down. But it's going to be part of my overall trading strategy. I'm going to make videos on this more and more. In an ideal world, I'll be looking for lower sats. I'll be looking towards 30 sats to make a larger positioned trade on this one. Because lower sats, like 30%, 30 sats or thereabouts, even if we were to go back up to here, that's close to 100% move. That's turning my half Bitcoin into almost a full Bitcoin in what could be no time at all. So you've got to keep your eye on the prize and don't go crazy. Don't do stuff because I said do it. This is a setup, many setups potentially on this chart, whether you're trading it with Tether or with Bitcoin. I think it's worth thinking about this one though, because it does remind me of Matic in the way that Matic was a highly tradable chart throughout 2019-20, and then obviously in 2021 we got the big returns. But for the first couple of years we were able to make decent swing trades of at least a couple of 100%, at least once or sometimes twice a year. Pretty decent stuff, good returns, good swing trades. That's what altcoins should be really, for the most part, used for. And then when alt seasons come about, big ones, then you sit back and relax, and that's where the dreams are made. But until then, this could potentially be a trader's paradise. But let's keep monitoring the situation. Don't say, I've just watched a video, let's buy Jasmy, blah, Rex City and beyond. That's not what this is about. This is about highlighting a chart which has the liquidity, has the potential to make quick, decent swing trades of at least 10, 20, 30% in the, like we've seen over these last few days, which has been pretty good, but maybe even up to 100%, even when there's no alt season available. Do you know what I mean? Even in the darkest days of crypto, you could be looking at situations like that materializing. So it's worth, I'd say, focusing on this chart and specifically the Bitcoin pair. Right, I'll leave it with you there as your update with Jasmy. I might see you on the live stream tonight. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day. Take it easy.